I was inspired to do this video after watching a YouTube documentary about a Nigerian BMX rider who resides in Spain and how his influence has spread back to the BMX riders community back in Lagos, Nigeria. The link to that documentary will be in the description of this video. So often Nigerians are painted in a negative light because of some of the things our people get up to around the world. We're not going to pretend like those people don't exist or those things don't happen. But sometimes they want to lump us all together and make it seem like all Nigerians are bad. So one of the things that I'm trying to do through this channel is to change that narrative. Because, like every other country in the world, you have your good people and you have your bad people, whether it's in America, the United Kingdom, in Italy, and wherever in the world, you're going to have good people and bad people. And there are plenty of great Nigerians, upstanding Nigerians, that are doing incredibly wonderful things to make life better for people all over the world. And one such person is the BMX rider called Courage Adams, who this video is about. Courage was born in Nigeria, but moved to Spain at the age of 7. It was in Spain that his love for bikes developed, and he started riding at the age of 12. By the age of 16, Courage had announced himself to the pro BMX bike world when he took second place at the Omarisquino contest. Now, although a relatively small community, the BMX biking scene has been gradually growing in the streets of Lagos, Nigeria. It started when one of the BMX bikers came across a BMX bike, and after getting this bike, he became curious and wanted to know more about what this bike could do. And therefore, his search began, and he went on YouTube searching for videos on BMX bikes. It was during this search that he came across videos of people performing fascinating tricks and skills on their BMX bikes. And that's when the light bulb went on that, wow, this is what this bike is actually meant for. And that was the genesis and the beginning of the growth of the BMX biking community in Nigeria. Those videos would inspire the first generation of BMX bikers in Nigeria, and as a result, the community began to grow as others with a passion for BMX began to join, and it served as a positive form of recreation for the young people so that they could channel their time and energy towards something positive and constructive like BMX instead of just roaming around on the streets. The challenge, however, for this growing BMX biking community in Nigeria, however, was that there was no skate park. You see, in other places around the world, such as in America and Europe, skate parks are where BMX bikers develop and hone their skills. However, there was no such facility for the young budding BMX bikers in Nigeria. And so this community of bikers in Nigeria were limited to practicing on the streets. And this was often met by resistance from the members of the local community as well as law enforcement, who didn't really understand BMX biking and just saw them as a pain and a nuisance on the streets. Some of these young BMX bikers were even arrested by police officers for just simply trying to develop their craft while riding on the streets of Nigeria. Courage Adams would eventually come across this community of BMX riders in Nigeria. And he was fascinated by this because he had no idea that there was such a BMX scene going on in Nigeria, a country that he had left at the tender age of 7. And unknown to Courage, he was a huge source of inspiration to these BMX bikers in Nigeria because in Courage, they saw somebody from a Nigerian origin, just like themselves, who was performing BMX at the top level, a pro that was respected in that scene all over the world. And this gave them inspiration to know that this is another Nigerian just like myself. And if he can do it and make it to the heights of BMX, then so can I. And therefore, Courage became a source of inspiration to the BMX community in Lagos, Nigeria. In 2019, Courage Adams visited Nigeria, and whilst in Nigeria, he met with this community of BMX bikers. And that visit to Nigeria is what inspired Courage Adams because he identified a need, a crucial need for this BMX community in Nigeria because he saw that there was no skate park for them to develop their skills and they were limited to practicing on the streets, which wasn't an ideal situation if you're dreaming to become a pro biker one day. So after this visit, Courage recognized the need to provide these Nigerian BMX bikers with a skate park, which would become a facility that would allow these young bikers to develop their skills and would also serve as a hub to bring together other BMX bikers who have a similar passion in Nigeria and needed facilities to develop, to congregate, and to grow in the area of BMX riding. And in relation to this, Courage was quoted saying, "The first thing now is to get a skate park opened in Nigeria. A skate park will help improve lives and provide some more opportunities. When you're good at something, there are no limits. And the skate park will give people the chance to get better, to travel, get sponsorship. Nigeria is huge and the potential there is unlimited." Long before Courage even came to Nigeria, the members of the BMX community in Nigeria had dreamed of having a skate park. But as a result of challenges such as finance and finding appropriate land and so on and so forth, it was a dream that seemed impossible to achieve. Well, as a result of this visit by Courage Adams to Nigeria, that dream that these bikers in Nigeria had had for such a long time was about to become realized. In 2022, Courage Adams partnered with Red Bull along with ramp building expert Ryan Corrigan and rail specialist from the UK, FIDS, as well as Paulie Shikevich, I hope I said that right, to build Nigeria's first ever skate park, making the dream of so many young Nigerian BMX bikers to become a reality. This story is particularly inspiring to me because Courage, although he left Nigeria at the age of 7, that connection was still there. And he is using his gift, he's using his profession to not only inspire and to make a living for himself, he saw beyond himself. He saw the needs of his fellow passionate BMXers back home in Nigeria, and he looked at what he could do to make their lives better. He looked at what he could do to invest in them, in their vision, in their dream of one day becoming like him in that field. And he made that dream a reality for them. He provided this facility for them. And this facility, I wouldn't be surprised in the next few years if we start to see more pro BMX bikers coming out of the streets of Nigeria, coming out of the continent of Africa, not just in Nigeria, as a result of this work that has been done by Courage Adams and his team. And this is one such example of a Nigerian, a person of Nigerian origin, who isn't doing crime, who isn't breaking the law, but who is inspiring people, inspiring young people all over the world to do something constructive and positive with their lives through the avenue of BMX biking. And like Courage Adams, there are plenty and many more Nigerians, not only in Nigeria, not only in Africa, but in different continents of the world, in the Americas, in Europe, in Asia, who are doing amazing things, who are making a positive difference in the world and making the lives of people better on a daily basis. And on this channel, I will continue to do my best to research them and spotlight them so that together we can change the narrative and the negative connotations that are sometimes associated with Nigerians. We are good people. We are great people. We are loving people. We are inspiring people. Yes, there are some bad apples, but there are also some great ones as well coming out of the country of Nigeria. And make sure that you're one of those people. Continue to make Nigeria's name proud wherever you are, in whatever continent you're in whatever country you're in. Let's make the name of Nigeria great. And let's begin to change these narratives that are associated with us as a people. I hope you've been inspired by this video. If you have, please make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to follow my journey, spotlight more Nigerians that are doing great things in making the world a better place. Also make sure you share this video with your family, your friends, your colleagues, and let's do this work together to change that narrative of the negative connotations that people associate towards Nigerians. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.